In the chilling third episode of From's third season, titled Mousetrap, the sci-fi horror narrative accelerates once more, even as it remains devoid of the series' signature monsters. Following the introspective tone of the previous episode, which explored the aftermath of Tian Chen's demise and Jim's absence from Ethan and Julie's lives, this installment plunges the characters into a realm of startling revelations. Yet, true to the show's enigmatic nature, the central mysteries remain frustratingly unresolved. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Questions linger, such as the unsettling reason behind Fatima's consumption of decayed crops and the bizarre circumstances that led Tabitha to Victor's eerie childhood town of Camden, Maine, via the lighthouse portal. The haunting figures of the ghoulish children and the boy in white are notably absent, though Jade grapples with her own nightmarish visions. As the tension escalates, Mousetrap intensifies the peril for Boyd and the other residents of the township, who find their hope dwindling in the face of relentless dread. The episode culminates in a shocking twist that disrupts Tabitha's carefully laid plans, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats.
Hello?
Dad? It's Thomas.
Who's calling? In the chilling conclusion of the second episode of Season 3 of From, Jim's world takes a sinister turn when he answers a phone call. Unlike Kenny's haunting dream of the kitchen phone ringing in Season 2, Jim's encounter is far more disturbing. The voice on the line, eerily reminiscent of a young boy, addresses Jim as Dad, evoking the memory of Thomas, the couple's deceased son. Just as the tension peaks, the episode abruptly ends, leaving Jim with no opportunity to confront the mysterious caller. Now familiar with the town's malevolent games, Jim firmly tells the voice to cease its impersonation of his son. Yet, the voice persists, calling him Dad, igniting a fury within Jim. When he demands to know the caller's intentions, his inquiries lead him nowhere. Echoing the ominous radio voice from the first season's finale, this imposter delivers a bone-chilling warning. The counterfeit Thomas cautions Jim against allowing Ethan and Julie to roam the township as night approaches. In a panic, Jim rushes outside, only to find his children unharmed. Later, tensions escalate when Jim lashes out at Ethan, who is convinced that Tabitha has met a grim fate. The Matthews family's fragile bonds continue to unravel in the face of their haunting reality.
Well, it's not the original, if that matters.
The original bottle tree. In Camden, Tabitha delves deeper into the enigma of Victor's mother, Miranda. In the second episode, Henry finally succumbs to Tabitha's haunting tale, particularly her chilling reference to the children ensnared in the tower, a phrase that echoes Miranda's own words before her mysterious vanishing. The eerie paintings of Miranda from the previous episode offered a glimpse into her profound bond with the township, yet Tabitha remains in the dark about the reason behind her departure. As she stands in Henry's kitchen, a haunting sound reminiscent of wind chimes fills the air, prompting her to urge Henry to reveal its origin. In the backyard, her heart races as she uncovers one of Miranda's art pieces, a bottle tree. While it shares the same concept as the one lurking in the woods of the township, the evergreen in Henry's yard lacks a hollow, indicating it is not a fairway tree. Disappointment washes over Tabitha until Henry reveals that Miranda crafted another bottle tree in a park roughly 30 minutes away. This one, he claims, possesses an opening, and it was there that he and Miranda indulged in acid the night she began to experience visions of From's town.
I would even sneak him from the garbage when my husband wasn't looking.
Does Tilly knows everything about Fatima? Fatima's unsettling consumption of decaying crops raises a haunting question. What dark fate awaits her unborn child? A visit to the clinic revealed her dire state of malnutrition, yet medically, she appeared stable. But in the shadows of her solitude, Fatima's hunger twisted into something grotesque as she devoured the putrid crops, with a ferocity that sent shivers down the spine. The sight of cooked meat only deepened her distress, prompting her to slip away to the greenhouse, where the other residents of Colony House had begun a compost pile, hoping to transform the rotting remnants into fertile soil. In a frenzy, Fatima snatched handfuls of the spoiled vegetables, her desperation palpable, but her secret was soon discovered by Tilly, who caught her in the act. Mortified, Fatima fled back inside, only to be pursued by the older woman. With a gentle understanding, Tilly reassured her that such cravings were not uncommon. She too had experienced bizarre urges during her own pregnancy, yearning for the taste of eggshells. In that moment, Fatima found a flicker of solace, a connection in the darkness that enveloped her. Jade having different visions. Donna gathers the townsfolk and residents of Colony House to draw straws, determining who will accompany Kenny on yet another ominous expedition to the lake. Previously, Kenny and Jim stumbled upon a bountiful harvest hidden near the water's edge, a discovery that temporarily alleviated the township's dire food crisis. Among the fortunate few selected for this venture are Jade, Christy, and Dale, but Jade's mind is a turbulent sea, haunted by a sinister symbol that drives him to seek solace in alcohol. As they venture deeper into the woods, the isolation begins to gnaw at Jade's already fragile psyche. Following a heated argument with Dale, he wanders off alone, drawn by an unseen force. The forest, thick with shadows, reveals eerie effigies and grotesque statues, but it is a circle of 3 red-painted rocks that captures his attention. As he reaches out to touch them, a horrifying vision engulfs him. A lifeless man, grotesquely pinned to a tree, a rusted railroad spike embedded in his eye, anchoring him to the trunk. The specter lunges at Jade, attempting to strangle him, yet like the ghostly Civil War soldier before him, this apparition is merely a figment of his unraveling mind.
Bar, trying to figure out how...
Christy got trapped. Dale stumbled upon a visibly shaken Jade, the once revered tech mogul, now gripped by fear. Realizing the urgency of their situation, he declared they must return to town. Kenny, attempting to soothe Jade's frayed nerves, urged that they all contribute to bringing the crops back. But Jade, haunted by relentless visions, dismissed Kenny's words and vanished into the shadowy woods. Christy, sensing the impending darkness, warned Jade that he would never reach town before nightfall. Ignoring her pleas, he charged off in the wrong direction, prompting Christy to pursue him, with Kenny and Dale trailing behind. As Christy endeavored to reason with Jade, her foot suddenly plunged into a snow-covered bear trap, the metal jaws snapping shut with a sickening crunch. She collapsed, a cry of agony escaping her lips. Jade, Kenny, and Dale frantically searched for a release lever, but their efforts were in vain. The trap was anchored to a gnarled tree, its ominous presence suggesting a sinister purpose far beyond mere hunting. In desperation, Jade sprinted back to the eerie effigies, seeking something, anything, that could provide the leverage needed to free Christy, unwittingly disturbing the grotesque totems meant to ward off dark forces.
Kooky, baddie, Tilly shtick is fine in most circumstances, but how dare you?
Something wrong with Fatima's baby? Tilly, with a gentle yet firm grip, managed to soothe Fatima's frayed nerves, insisting there was a way to glimpse the fate of her unborn child. Curiosity piqued, Fatima followed Tilly to her dimly lit landing, where shadows danced ominously on the walls. The older woman produced a worn deck of tarot cards, their edges frayed and stained with time. Fatima's frustration bubbled to the surface, her skepticism palpable. Tilly, her voice a whisper of memories, recounted her own past, a time when she too had been lost in uncertainty, until a stranger's reading unveiled her destiny. The cards had foretold not only her battle with cancer, but also her eventual arrival in the cursed town of From. With a newfound confidence, Tilly claimed her skills had sharpened over the years, ready to unveil the truth hidden within the cards. As the reading commenced, Fatima's heart raced with questions about her child's well-being. But before Tilly could reveal the first card, a sudden crash shattered the tension. A crow slammed into the window behind Fatima, its dark form a harbinger of doom. The bird flailed violently, a chaotic blur of feathers and beak, before it succumbed to its fate, collapsing in a gruesome display of blood and feathers. Crows and ravens had haunted the town since the very beginning, ominous figures that had once loomed over the Matthews family as they stumbled into this nightmare. Now, the sight of a lifeless bird offered no comfort, only a chilling reminder that in From, hope was a fleeting shadow, and the future for Fatima and her child seemed shrouded in darkness.
Miranda made that for me.
Tabitha's bracelet or Miranda's? In a chilling twist of fate, Tabitha stumbles upon the very bracelet she crafted for Jim, nestled within Henry's glove compartment. As they embark on their journey to the park in Maine, the site where Miranda first unveiled her haunting bottle tree installation, a sense of foreboding looms over them. Tabitha feels the weight of impending revelations pressing down, yet her unease manifests as a sudden wave of nausea, compelling her to rummage through Henry's glove compartment in search of crackers. What she discovers sends a shiver down her spine. The shoelace bracelet lies there, untouched and ominously familiar. Earlier, it had made an eerie appearance in Tien Chen's storage room at the diner, a seemingly forgotten relic. Just when it seemed destined to fade into obscurity, the narrative twists, revealing that every element in this tale is woven with intent, unlike the aimless threads of Lost's polar bear. Henry claims that Miranda crafted the bracelet for him, but Tabitha's instincts scream that this is more than mere coincidence. Doubt festers within her, leading her to suspect that Henry is entangled in a sinister scheme. The bracelet, however, could also signify Tabitha's unsettling role as the chosen one, destined to rescue the children, echoing Miranda's own dark legacy.
I made this for my husband a long time ago and he lost it.
Is Tabitha back in town? As Tabitha spirals into panic over Henry possessing her bracelet, chaos ensues, culminating in a car crash. She regains consciousness in the back of an ambulance, surrounded by Henry, 2 EMTs, and a police officer assigned to locate her after her mysterious disappearance from the hospital. Despite her disorientation, her thoughts are consumed with concern for Henry. The atmosphere is thick with tension, and it only intensifies as the ambulance driver abruptly halts. When the officer inquires about the sudden stop, the driver reveals a fallen tree obstructing their path. Fear grips Tabitha as she recognizes the tree as a harbinger of their impending arrival in Fromm's Township. The scene outside appears altered from the Matthews family's initial encounter in the pilot episode, yet it retains an eerie familiarity. The show seems intent on pushing Tabitha to her limits, presenting her with an unsettlingly ordinary highway scene. However, the chilling truth looms. Tabitha and Henry are on the brink of entering Fromm's Township, just as darkness begins to envelop the land. So this was for today's folks. See you in our next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.